This is about consistency. Don't tell me that this is about a condemnation of anti-Semitic remarks. This is about targeting women of color in the United States of America.
The white supremacy happening is unbelievable. This is despicable.
Congressman Omar, I am so sorry,
has
sis,
expired.
that our country is failing you today through this chamber. You belong
The gentlewoman
in
is
that
no
committee.
longer. No more Omar. Democratic Congressman Ilhan Omar is officially no more. She is off the Foreign Affairs Committee after years of making anti-Semitic comments as a member of Congress. We're going to tell you what Omar and Speaker McCarthy had to say about the move, plus more liberal outrage like that.
It's all about respect. President Biden calling for more respect between lawmakers in Washington at the National Prayer Breakfast this morning as he continues to criticize half the nation.
Plus, pushing police reform. President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris meeting with members of the Congressional Black Caucus, officially restarting the push for police reform legislation just one day after Tyree Nichols' funeral.
And Republican challengers who may toss their proverbial hat into the ring. Spicer & Company starts right now.
Well, good Thursday evening, or as we like to say around here, it is Friday Eve. We are definitely ready for the weekend.
Yes.
Welcome to Spicer & Company. I'm Sean Spicer.
And I'm Lindsay Key. Thanks for joining us. I will say that was trending on Twitter today, Sean.
I know,
Friday Eve.
because people were getting ready for the show.
Yeah.
Ready for the show. They were like, hey, it's Friday Eve. Spicer & Company's coming up tonight. Yeah. Trending on Twitter.
Now
you got it.
Thank you for tuning in.
It's official. It's official.
Well, and it is official. Democrat Congresswoman Ilhan Omar has been ousted from the Foreign Affairs Committee. The House resolution passed today largely along party lines, 218 to 211. And House Speaker Kevin McCarthy says the move was not an act of retaliation. Watch.
So let's just put it in perspective of what the Democrats did and what Republicans are doing. So the Democrats in the last Congress removed Republican members from all committees. They even judged one Republican member not based upon what she had said as a member of Congress, but what she said prior to ever getting here. And they removed from all committees. I'm not removing people from all committees. And I'm not judging something that someone said when they're not a member of Congress.
All right, well, it is worth noting that the resolution to remove Omar includes 6 comments that Omar made as a member of Congress about Israel, pro-Israel groups, and even 9/11 that lawmakers from both parties slammed as anti-Semitic. But Omar today said that she will not be silenced.
I didn't come to Congress to be silent. I came to Congress to be their voice. And my leadership and voice will not be diminished if I am not on this committee for one term. My voice will get louder and stronger, and my leadership will be celebrated around the world as it has been. So take your vote or not. I am here to stay, and I am here to be a voice against harms around the world and advocate for a better world. I yield back.
Okay, Sean, and we obviously know that Kevin McCarthy has said that she could be on any other committee, just not that one. Right. We're going to get into some of those other responses a little later in the show, and what is happening in the Senate on the Republican side, which is a little earlier. But I do want to point out that earlier in the week, we talked to Kevin McCarthy about this. Actually, it didn't seem like he had the votes necessary to kick Omar off of that committee. But apparently, he agreed to spend the next 30 days working to create a process with the Ethics Committee that would ultimately create a system if one party wanted to kick another committee parties off a committee. And so that ultimately is what flipped these 3 members of Congress who said or had at least signaled that they weren't going to vote to oust
they wanted due process.
They wanted due process.
I think the thing that Dan Crenshaw, the congressman from Texas, that's a former Navy SEAL, wrote, I don't like this tit for tat, but the members of the Foreign Affairs Committee are the ones that actually go around the world to represent members of Congress and to kind of put the flag,
represent the U.S.
And so the thing that I thought was funny about the 2 things. One is the idea that they've obviously, like everything else, shifted into a racial discussion, which is amazing because they did it to a woman last cycle on the Republican side. That wasn't a problem. Number 2, if you look at the video there of Omar on the floor, they're clapping for her. She's saying, I'm going to keep doing this, which is anti-Israel anti our friend in the Middle East, and they're getting up and they're clapping for her as if somehow they're supporting her. She did something wrong. They condemned it in the past, and yet now here they are making her a cause celeb. It's unbelievable to me.
Well, and the thing is, she's apologized for some of the comments that she made, but she's also saying that she had no clue that the things she said were offensive. So it does make sense. Then why would you be on a committee that is to engage with one of our closest allies?
It's crazy. By the way, in other big news today, because we could go on for this, President Biden attended the National Prayer Breakfast this morning where he called for a little more respect. Yeah, he actually called for that between lawmakers in Washington. Watch.
Each other with respect. That's what Kevin and I are going to do. Not a joke. We had a good meeting yesterday. I think we got to do it across the board. Doesn't mean we're going to agree and fight like hell, but let's treat each other with respect.
Does anyone ever actually think it's a joke? Because I don't. I mean, he always goes, not a joke, folks. I don't think it's a joke. I don't know who he thinks it's a joke, but I feel like it's the same President Biden who promised to be the unifier in chief and has spent the last year dividing the country and condemning Trump supporters like this.
Republicans do not respect the Constitution. They do not believe in the rule of law. They do not recognize the will of the people. Extreme MAGA Republicans don't just threaten our personal rights and our economic security. They embrace political violence.
It's clear which way the new MAGA Republicans are. They're extreme, and democracy is really at stake.
Now, you got to wonder, Lindsay, if the timing is partially not just due to the prayer breakfast, but also because Republicans are now really digging into Hunter Biden, who may have finally admitted that the laptop was his. This is no joke, to quote him.
Oh, goodness.
The first son appears to be going on the offensive now. His lawyers are now asking the Justice Department to investigate former Trump strategist Steve Bannon, Trump campaign lawyer and New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani, that computer shop repair guy John Paul Mac Isaac, who obtained the laptop in 2018. It's quite a turn, right? I mean, this is the guy initially, this is what he said when first asked about whether it was his laptop.
I have any idea. I have no idea.
So could have been yours.
Of course, certainly. There could be a laptop out there that was stolen from me. There could be that I was hacked. It could be that it was Russian intelligence.
Is that laptop yours?
You don't need the laptop. You got a book. You get the book. It's all in the book. And I don't know. I truly.
You don't know.
The serious answer is that I truly do not know the answer to that. But whether or not somebody has my laptop, whether or not it was I was hacked, whether or not there exists a laptop at all, I truly don't know.
Are you missing a laptop?
Not that I know of.
So let's just be clear. Let's put this in context. He lied about the laptop the whole time, and people like Rudy and Steve Bannon, whatever, went out and said, well, it is his laptop, and here's what's on it. And now he wants to sue them for telling everybody what was on the laptop when he misled us. So let's just be clear. If he hadn't misled everybody and lied, then he wouldn't be suing them for, I mean, this is...
How many laptops do you have?
That you don't...
I have two. I would know if one was missing.
Would you know if you dropped one off at a random Delaware repair shop and Rudy Giuliani found it and said, is this your laptop?
I mean, I don't know.
I'd be like,
How
hey, you
can
know
you
what?
be
That's
so
my laptop.
certain?
Look, it has my name on it. I mean,
Emails from me. Shocking.
Yeah, it's got my emails on it. It's got my face. This is unbelievable. So he's going to go after the people who said, yeah, it's your laptop, that he denied it was his laptop, but now he says it's his laptop. Good strategy.
Great strategy. Okay, well, in other news, President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris met with members of the Congressional Black Caucus at the White House this afternoon. Their conversation focused on pushing for police reform legislation, and the meeting comes just one day after Tyre Nichols' funeral, the 29-year-old's death at the hands of 5 black police officers in Memphis last week. It has renewed public outcry for reform. The interesting thing is, Sean, this meeting comes right before President Biden's State of the Union, which will be next week on Tuesday, and we expect for that to be a significant portion of his speech. Last year, you'll remember, though, he called to fund our police, so it'll be interesting what we get from him this year. By the way, you saw the Congressional Black Caucus has already invited Tyre Nichols' family, so I mean, I think this is sort of trying to get ahead of the narrative. They said that they would write his speech remarks. I think they're so into it, so we'll see what he ends up saying. But
that's right.